PRV Iyer Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics takes immense pleasure to have an exclusive Laya talk as part of this initiative Behind the Jackwood with eminent Vidwans. Pranams, I am Povanur R. Vishwanathan. PRV Iyer Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics takes immense pleasure to have an exclusive Laya talk with one of the most eminent Vidwans, Patri Satish Kumar. And welcome to the Laya talk with Patri Satish Kumar.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste ji.
Namaskaram. Very nice meeting you, sir.
Thank you. And the very purpose of this Laya talk, Patri ji, is to come out with understand your personality in a holistic way, as it's just not the mridangam. It as a personality, as a fan, I've been following you for many, many years, and the evolving nature, whatever I could see in you, is amazing, phenomenal.
Thank you.
So we would like to look at 360 degrees about your personality. I just wanted to have a look and see and try to understand, and also make it know to the public how good it's going to happen. To the for the youngsters also to imbibe few characteristics.
Sure, sir.
So we'll go one by one.
Sure.
So நம்ம mixture பேசலாம். Now since you're more comfortable in both English and Tamil, and though your mother tongue is Telugu.
Yeah.
Let me first position about my first question to you about your early childhood and your parents, and how you actually got motivated as a first thing into the art of mridangam.
Yeah. I was born in 1970, August 3rd. The family with 3-4 generations of musicians in the family from my maternal side.
Oh, I see. Oh.
My grandmom used to play veena. She's a veena vidushi.
Oh.
And she used to learn under Veena Venkata Ramanadasu of Vijayanagaram. In those days, he used to play veena upright, keeping upright.
Okay.
There is one sampradayam in veena where they play upright also, like this. So, she's student of Veena Venkata Ramanadasu, sir. And later, in the next generation, where my mother took violin, she's disciple of Yutur Vijayeswar Rao, sir, in those days.
Okay.
Probably she was one of the initial first student of Vijayeswar Rao, sir.
Oh, I see. Oh.
Yeah, later, I think whom you all must be knowing, Manda Sudharani, Pantularama.
Correct.
They all learned under him.
Oh, very prominent.
They all come very later. So my mother used to, in fact, he used to tell me, hey, I know you when you were in your mother's womb. Because my mother used to go for classes carrying me. And it seems she used to faint.
Oh.
And because of nauseatic feeling and some other things. And he used to tell, I know you before you were born. You used to listen to my music. He used to say it proudly.
Okay.
So it was a great feel for me to listen such words from such eminent artists, such great gurus. And at home, it's just music, 24/7.
Oh.
Because my mother used to work in Women's College, head of the department violin, in Vijayanagaram. From olden times, Vijayanagaram in Andhra Pradesh is the seat of music.
Okay.
Like in Karnataka, there is Mysore Samsthanam, Mysore tradition. Vijayanagaram has a tradition in every music.
Okay.
Where it is the Dwaram of Dwaram.
Oh.
Okay, sir. It is the main headquarters of Dwaram.
Oh.
So, and also in Veena, there were so many eminent Vainikas. and there used to be very eminent violin vidwans, and there used to be very eminent mridanga vidwans. So I belong to Mullapudi school of Andhra Pradesh,
Okay.
wherein the Mullapudi Lakshmana Rao sir used to, their generation of Mullapudi school is 5-6 generation of Mridangis, it seems. Wherein the Mullapudi Lakshmana Rao sir has come out with so many different way of thinking calculations.
Oh.
Like maybe it is the same time frame where the whole Mridangam has evolved.
Okay. Sir, one question, sir.
Yeah.
Your grandmother is a Vainika.
Yeah.
Your mother is a violinist.
Yeah.
And how come you got interested to Mridangam?
Yeah, my sister used to learn violin from my mother, and my mother put my brother in Mridangam.
Oh.
And for her, she wants to put me in violin.
Okay.
But when my brother started learning Mridangam, I was hardly around 2 or 3. And he just started going to school.
Okay.
So he used to have a box, school box, Indalium or Indalium box.
Yeah, I know. We all used to carry in the
Carry in those days, that used to be fashion.
Yeah, correct. Correct.
So அந்த பொட்டி வச்சு நான் தபா 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 நான் பக்கத்து ரூம்ல
Okay.
One day, I don't know how many days I used to do that. And one day it happened, she saw that. Then she thought, okay, this guy has a Laya orientation more towards Laya orientation. So let me put him also in Mridangam.
Oh, like that only you got
Like that I got.
So your gurus, if I have to come to, then I could see from the net and other things.
Yeah.
There were 3 gurus for
I have
you.
3 gurus, yes.
And you can talk about them and your experience.
Yeah, when I started learning, my brother used to learn under Ramachandra Murthy sir. So I happened to join under him. So from then, it is gurus who has decided the next guru.
Oh my God.
From then.
Oh.
Because he taught me a couple of years. Then he got a job elsewhere in Nagarjuna Sagar as a Mridangam teacher. So he had to go for his livelihood. So he put me under Swami sir.
V.A. Swami.
V.A. Swami sir.
Okay.
And because there the deity is Appanna. So they called Appala Swami, Appanna.
Oh.
The deity's name.
Okay.
Many keep there.
Okay.
So
one more thing, sir. If their gurus, if I look at, is there any?
Yes. I'll come there. I'll come to that. And Appala Swami sir taught me for almost like 8 to 10 years. And then he got a job in Kairakar University as a dance accompanist. So he had to go for his livelihood. He put me under Narsimhan sir in Visakhapatnam. So if you look at the overall concept of my gurus, where they belong to, my first 2 gurus, Ramachandra Murthy sir and Swami sir, they both are disciples of Veerabhadra Rao sir. Veerabhadra Rao sir, Narsimhan sir and Mullapudi Sri Ramurthy sir, all 3 giants of Mridangam of that place, are a disciple of Mullapudi Lakshmana Rao sir.
Oh, very interesting. Oh.
So the lineage, Mullapudi Lakshmana Rao sir has 3 prominent students along with many other students. In which one is his son, Mullapudi Sri Ramurthy sir, one is my other guru, Narsimhan sir, one is Veerabhadra Rao sir. Since Veerabhadra Rao sir, it happened, I used to run and sit in his lap in my childhood in music college, and he used to make me put Kanna, nee sollu. And then I do ta, kita, tari, kita, ta, kita, ta, kita, taka. And my gurus who were senior students then used to play that.
Okay.
So when I was supposed to join, when my mother was supposed to put me under Veerbhadra Rao sir, he got a transfer to Vijayawada. So he put Ramachandra Murthy sir, and from then Swami sir, it went like that.
See, all these learnings were during the childhood itself, you completed the learnings? So, almost.
Yeah, I started performing from the age of 7.
So that, I could actually relate you as a prodigial talent. Maybe they would have identified you as that category.
See, this is what, in those days, there was no classification of prodigy, real prodigy and born prodigy. There were no classifications like that, but we used to enjoy.
Okay.
From then till date.
Do you remember the first concert you ever played at that age of 7?
Yes, sir, of course. I played with Ranganathan, one vocal vidwan called Ranganathan, at a koil. See, in those days, everything is connected with koil. The Sabha culture was hardly there.
Correct. Very true.
Sabha culture, it used to be there, but very, very rare. Not like today's
Correct.
culture. So everything used to happen in koil premises with few of my friends and their families. And Mr. Ranganathan sir sang, and it is for half an hour.
But whatever it is, but what was your, how was the reaction? How was the crowd? And nothing. So you just play.
It's like a child's play, sir.
That's
like a child's play. Bhagavan Sannidhila Vashikanum, Kolanda Vashikanum.
ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கு சார் உங்க செட்டப் இங்க. தேங்க்ஸ் ஃபார் தட் இன்ட்ரோடக்ஷன். About his parents, we heard about his parents, we heard about his gurus, we heard about his first concert, and the type of setup, the entrance, right? It's amazing. the beautiful, the feel. It's so motivating, and it's making energetic. I could see a very small mridangam there, sir. Is there any significance in it, sir?
Yes. This is the mridangam, 180-year-old mridangam.
Shabash. Aha.
One of the oldest, that are in very rarest and oldest mridangams that has been played by Guru of Manpundya Pillai.
Oh my God. So it's very historical.
Very, very historical, and it's very, very, what to say, very
auspicious, I would say.
Very valuable. Very, very valuable thing.
A great treasure.
Yeah.
How come it has come to you, sir?
Only through blessing. Only through blessing. And one more thing. Look at the size of that mridangam in those days. Like, it must be 19th century mridangam.
Wow.
Okay, sir. 180-year-old.
Yeah.
So, அந்த காலத்துல வந்து மிருதங்கம் used to be played with மடி. மடியில வச்சு தான் வாசிச்சுட்டு இருந்தாரு. So, to meet up the right and left, both right and left are of same size.
That's very special. Very special. And
see the evolution of mridangam, which has revolutionized by all the performers.
Absolutely.
In the later years.
Correct.
Okay, sir. An instrument which is supposed to give the rhythmic aspect and rhythmic balance for the musical content.
Absolutely, sir. Superb. And very fortunate, and today happens to be incidentally Palghat Maniyar's birthday, June 10th, 1912 he was born. It's 110 years of his remembrance we are still having, and on this auspicious day, so extremely happy to have interview with Patri Satish Kumar. We will have more questions.
Thank you.
And we will have more interactions in few minutes. Welcome to the next segment of our discussions with Patri Satish Kumar. We just saw one quartet of his personality, the next quartet of his personality. Welcome, Ji.
Thank you.
Again, so when we discussed about your parent, about your mother and your grandmother, about the musical lineage, I forgot to ask you about your father, and we probably have to touch upon a little bit of it.
My father is a banker. He used to work in State Bank of India as manager, and more than he doesn't know ABC of music, but he's a very good person behind. If you, maybe he's one of the best one who made me practice vigorously, rigorously, and maintaining the timing, balancing the timing, everything. He's very good in maintaining those things.
I actually reminiscence about Umyalapuram Shivaraman sir. His success again is instrumental primarily because of his father Kasi Vishwanath. His father was holding amazing discipline.
Obviously, parents are the first gurus and the key persons for every student's career and the journey, for their initial journey at least, where the gurus will take it to the next level.
Fantastic. Mata Pita Guru. Yeah,
that's it.
Another personal question, sir. You look very manly. With your portrait of your really manly and...
so we can call it man.
Oh!
Mridangam and nuances.
Ah, wonderful. Man, Mridangam and nuances. What a title. Amazing, sir. Any point of view regarding...
Let this interview have Patri Satish Kumar, man.
Wonderful.
Mridangam and nuances.
Lovely, lovely.
Because we try to connect everything with... for us being... for sadhakas, we try to connect everything with Mridangam. See, if you see the lineage, or whenever I think of my elders and their elders, like this Mridangam came all the way from someone and all grades, from grades hands to a student like me. So, when I look at my elders, it is for me like in the padikattu solluva namakku. The Swami Ayyappa idukku padikattu, Tirumala poradhukku. Why God always stays very up? We tend to look at up to our elders, look at up to our gurus, look at up at God.
Wow, wonderful concept, sir. Amazing.
So, let us think Mridangam as God. There are so many steps for every student to climb.
Shabash, shabash. Aha.
At one point of time, it used to be Manpundiya Pillai. And following that, there are so many steps coming down. There used to be Palghat Manayar sir, Palni sir, and so many legends one time of their frame. And later, my elders,
amazing.
Like Murthy sir and Umyalapuram sir, many TVG sir, and many legends.
Amazing, yeah.
Later, my elders like Bhakta sir, or Raja Rao sir, or Ishwaran sir.
Ishwaran sir, correct.
And then people like me, students like me, and then my students. Look at the steps. So whenever the Mridangam feels, it upgrades one student's career.
Amazing.
So, Bhagavanukku kitta namma pora madre. In the Tirupatila namma paapome, 7 dwarangal, ovvoru dwaram taandi pora madre. We call it level, some call it, oh, he has gone up.
Absolutely.
So, we have gone up to be more closer to the God.
It's amazing, sir. From the manly look to the man, Mridangam and nuances, and the step up. Great explanation, and it's a great philosophy too.
Thank you.
Amazing concept. I think everybody should have this sort of a feeling that we are still a student. There are many steps ahead, many elders ahead. We got to look at, and that's a big takeaway for me during the course of the discussion.
Thank
so
you.
now let's get into your from the childhood play. into the next level, right? You started playing for some good artists,
Yeah.
and then were very renowned artists.
Yeah.
And could you talk about? You can probably, I think it's a vast experience. You can probably give some glimpses about it. It's a huge thing, I know.
See, in any field, I mean, it's like a fairy tale story. When, once upon a time, when we were very young, the mother used to tell, see, the moon is there. Look at the moon to make us eat, to make us play, to make us sleep. So, some days moon won't be there, some days moon will be there. So, in the same way, in music field, whenever I get to see my gurus, my legends, they always talk about few people in the field. Very few. In everybody's mouth, the legends' names will always be, they keep on talking about some legends' names, like Palghatman Iyer sir, Pioneer sir, GNB sir, or Madhuramani Iyer. Legends like those names used to keep coming. And unfortunately, I never had the opportunity to see Palghatman Iyer sir. But I never had one day in my life without listening to him in my childhood.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
See the impact of
His play, his personality.
His personality as well as his contribution to the art form.
Amazing. Very true, very true, very true.
So when I listen to such stories, they used to come in, they used to live in Chennai. He used to live in Palakkad. Later he has come down to Chennai and made it phenomenal. So like that, it always used to, back in my mind, somewhere my interest towards coming and settling down in Chennai always had one window. That window always used to keep asking me, whatever I do, wherever I be. So I used to work in All India Radio for a few years.
Oh, okay.
But yet, I know the best person who saw my inner feeling is my wife.
Oh.
Because she used to get, every time whenever I talk about the job, it is fine. When I talk about the concerts, musicians, and their name and their fame and their contribution, the stop point used to be the Chennai.
Oh, that's the reason for you to move
That's
to the paradise of music.
Paradise of music. Paradise of Carnatic music. There's no place like Chennai.
And I see your experiences now. If I look at your records, now you're playing with stalwarts like Balamurali Krishna. Your experiences with Ustad Zakir Hussain Saab. Could you share a little bit of those experiences?
Sure, sir. Sure. But before that, I should say one thing which has, what I am today is because of, there is one legendary musician, Kamalakar Rao sir, who introduced me to Shashank.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
For one of Shashank's recording, they asked Kamalakar Rao sir, for which I think Harishankar sir was supposed to play Khanjira. Mm-hmm. Because of some date adjustments, he couldn't come. So they asked Kamalakar Rao sir whom to put for Khanjira. Then it is Kamalakar Rao sir who suggested my name. He suggested my name saying that you will never get to know him, but he'll play very well. I used to play Khanjira in those days for some time, just for the sake of getting the experience of my stalwart musicians. Because listening to them from distance, I used to feel good. But I want to participate. When they play, yes, I also want to participate. But I don't know how to. I can't sit with Mridangam with any other legend. So that made me think,
okay, this can be a
route to
get closer to
get closer, as well as I can express myself.
Lovely. Okay.
So really that playing Khanjira with all legendary musicians is what made me whatever little I am today.
Wonderful, wonderful. This is a new window actually I am hearing.
Yeah.
I never knew you as a Kanchira player, but that's a good entry point.
Because till some point of my life, I played Kanjira. Then one day I have decided, okay, no more.
Okay.
So, but yet, yes, that. So today I have the little experience of how my co-artist on stage behaves. When I play Mridangam, how he takes it. When he is trying to take it, how to take it from him.
Oh.
So I always, even in my solos, I try to start with where they end. It is not one way. I don't like to take beat one way. It's always two ways.
Continuity.
Yeah, continuity. Because they tend to take what we play on Mridangam. I tend to play what they finish.
That's the beauty of it. Yeah, I fully agree with you.
So it is more, it's more like a mutual admiration or mutual respect, you call it anything. Because my Kanjira playing has literally put me on par with like how they think.
Oh.
How a legendary musician thinks when a concert, when a serious concert is going on stage. How they think, how they present, where they keep low, where they go for a full throttle. So these things I have learnt on stage by playing with all the legendary musicians.
That's great. That's great.
So he introduced me to Shashank, and from then
you started playing. The window was open, and slowly you started having opportunity.
And Shashank and his father,
Subramanian.
they are the key. They are the key. And today I am here with you. They also have a role to play in my life.
Very good. Excellent. Because that was the concert I heard in '97 when I was in US.
Okay.
I listened to that CD and I was completely dumbstruck when I heard the Mridangam. That was a amount of, the play was so good.
Thank you.
And it impressed me a lot. So that it's almost 25 years back I'm talking about.
Yes.
So very wonderful, sir. And so your experiences again, I just wanted to get the feel of working out with Zakir Saab and Pandit Jesrachar. How really,
See, one thing, sir, like Mridangam, we feel is a complete instrument. But when it comes to play on par with other Laya instruments, other percussion instruments, how to gel, how to look at. The playing of Mridangam has a different role for me personally. It is not the same like we accompany for a Kriti. Or like how, if I play the same way, like how I play in a regular concert, then I feel I'm not doing any justice. So what I feel, every instrument, like if I play with tabla, I have to have a different mindset. Like there are two ways of looking at it. Like whether I want to be myself, Mridangamanna ippidada, Mridangamanna evladha. அப்படி நினைக்கணுமா இல்லை மிருதங்கம்னா இப்படிதான் அப்படி காட்டணுமா புரியுது
There's a huge difference.
There is a huge difference of
attitude. And
you want to be yourself or you want to be with them.
I think the second option
option opens up their mind also.
Absolutely.
The first option, you play what you like, doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani. It won't gel well.
Absolutely. I think again a big takeaway, I think interacting, being good with fellow musicians, collaboration, and then bringing out the best in everybody. And I think that's a big takeaway from
because in those days, very few musicians had the opportunity to play with few different instruments. Like people even today say in 1948, Patri Sir played with a drummer. Yeah, but today it is happening in more frequency.
Right.
And I play with tawil, I play with tabla, I play with drums, I play with whatnot, djembe, I play with darbuka, probably every percussion instrument I played. So when I play with one, some has some facilities, some Mridangam has certain restrictions. Like drums, they play with both hands and both legs. They use both hands and both legs. When it comes to mridangam, we have to play with fingers. I can't use my legs. So there is a restricted freedom. There is a restricted freedom.
Correct.
So I would rather go with the freedom, though there is restriction, I would rather go with that freedom that I have.
Correct.
Which allows me to play and gel with legends.
Another interesting thing what I noted about you is about being part of the jazz festival,
Yeah.
Madrid Jazz Festival, and some fest in France,
Yeah.
and few things.
Yeah.
How was your experiences, sir? In that
Fantastic, sir. Fantastic. And see, the rhythmic sense of the African or European or Indonesian or the Persian have a very different freestyle.
Okay.
When it comes to Indian, like how we claim we have our own way of setup, they have their own way of freedom.
Oh, okay. So when you actually have to go into the festival, not to go to play with them, you have got to understand them, and then first of all,
There are. It's like a two sides of a coin. How you want to present. You want to present what is good for you, what you have learnt. You want to just present that and go, or you want to be. You play in such a way where you be part of their music.
that's good.
Because when they see that openness in you, they tend to come near you.
Wonderful. Yeah. Again, that's a very good point. Very good.
Because that is very much needed in today's, especially for today's
for collaboration or anything.
open, Google Guru time, being open is very important.
So adaptability is the key, and you look for the change and you be adaptable, and that's a big lesson Satish Kumar sir feels.
No, it is there. It is there. The best fusion happens for me is in Carnatic music. The best fusion that we are all doing in a best way is happening in traditional Carnatic concert.
Correct. Right.
Because today evening I am playing a concert. I don't know what all the artists prepared. Maybe many of them may indicate this is the Adam. But after going there, one may ask some other Kriti and they may change. Or some may ask Ragantanam Pallavi. So we are adapting there and then, and we are playing and we are coming out. So it is complete. It is a complete fusion. Traditional fusion music is Carnatic classical mridangam.
Lovely. It's a good point. So one last segment in this talk is about your after playing for all the renown from the childhood into the prominence of accompanying a senior with ones, and then also going as part of festivals, adapting to their lifestyle, collaborating with them. All these experiences have carried you through, and this is certainly would have given you awards and recognitions. And I'm sure we would just have to understand what had made you proud so far, and you might have had so many awards by now, and you can probably name a little bit of it so that we can.
Yeah, the awards are more for me like a testimonial warning. I call it testimonial warning. It is a testimony, but with a warning. So it adds little more burden of what you are doing to maintain the so-called senior. Because we all claim that, I'm in this field for the last 50 years. Yeah, I like to ask myself, 50 years I am here. What am I doing?
It's a check for us.
It's a personal check.
Very good.
So it has to be there as long as I am in the profession, or as long as I live, as long as I breathe music. The personal check is what makes every legend a student. Because that is the time when the teacher in him questions the student in him.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. I think it's a great answer. We had a session about Patri, about his Indian concert tours and his US experiences and his various festivals, collaboration with different music, fusion music, and his awards. And his answers are more diplomatic, and which only makes me feel humble. And then I think emulate is one of his greatest of his characteristics. It shows his personality. Again, all this interview only reflects the personality, and that's the purpose of this interview. We will take a short break. We'll come back with another segment of questions. Welcome to Laya Talk. Patri Satish Kumar was born at Vijayanagaram, Andhra Pradesh. Satish, welcome.
Thank you.
Tell me something about your place where you were born, Vijayanagaram, the great Vijayanagaram.
Yeah, Vijayanagaram is one of the places that used to be the seat of music in Andhra Pradesh. It used to be the seat of music in Andhra Pradesh from then till today. Because so many legends, because of Gajapatis, there used to be a patronage, big patronage for music. And the first music college that has been installed in Andhra Pradesh has come from Vijayanagaram. A student who wants to learn music went to Raja, asked him to have a guru, and after listening to that student's music, the Raja made him the principal of that music college, who was Dwaram. That's the story. And from then, it has produced so many greats. And I mean, like how music is there in the air in Chennai. அந்த ஊர் மண்ணிலேயே சங்கீதம் இருக்கு. The land belongs to music, I can say that. So every one of us will be knowing 5 great people. 5 people. 4 who made it great and 1 student. Let me tell you. Ghantasala, he is born in Vijayanagaram. Susilamma, born in Vijayanagaram. Dwaram, born in Vijayanagaram. Kanyakumari madam, born in Vijayanagaram. And Patri.
Amazing 5, top 5. It's so nice to know about Vijayanagaram and one of the greatest places of music, and from where we are taking an interview with the most renowned Vidwan, Patri Satish Kumar. Now we are going to talk about his innovations, which are at its best to me, in terms of his creativity, in terms of his play, in terms of his mridangam, in terms of his outlook. I think that is at its best, I would say. And he is even, I think you should soon author a book and contribute to the youngsters, to the future. Let's look at what are his innovative thoughts. I think the innovative thoughts are so many, which we listen a day in and day out in his concerts. But as a part of this Laya Talk, I wanted him to share a little, 1 or 2 wonderful things which can be tabled into this documentary.
Sure, sir. Because I always had this kind of vision of making it look new, making it look fresh, making it look upgraded. So, in the word tradition, there is a hidden word called edition. So, for me, edition is tradition.
Sabash.
Because in any tradition, if it won't allow you to add, it won't flourish. The tradition won't
Absolutely,
continue.
absolutely. Very wonderful, wonderful.
So the word tradition has got a greatest word inner
Inherent in it.
inherent in it called addition.
Correct.
So I always like to add something. Even today, when I go on stage, I try to play something that is new to me personally.
Uh-huh.
Because that's a personal, you call it personal oath, you call it personal discipline, or you call it personal challenge. I always like to challenge myself in damn every concert. It could be a small tirmanam, or it could be a small korvai, or it could be a mohara, or it could be something. It should stimulate my thought process after the concert. That's how I made it a rule. So, in the process of making it, a musician who presents himself on stage has 3 dimensions. One, the way he will sits and presents the music. And secondly, his instrument. And third, his musical contribution. So I started working on all 3 dimensions. So till my age of 30, I used to have a short hair like you. So slowly I recognized the importance of the look of an artist. So, and luckily people have accepted me for what I am, the way I look, and thanks to everybody. And that's one thing which is very much needed, because when you say a policeman, if I claim as a policeman, you won't accept. Your expectation of a policeman is trim, or a military guy, absolute trim, focused, short hair, and a very, very stiff guy. In the same way, a doctor, same way an engineer, same way an actor, same way a musician.
Lovely. Yeah.
So that is one part. The second dimension, the instrument. All these years, the mridangam has been covered with a kind of glittery cover. From my childhood, I had this question within myself as to why is that only mridangam has that cover out of all instruments. Then I found out because of the leather straps, the leather which used to connect the right and left. Maybe the unprocessed leather may be one of the reasons which will have a direct contact on the skin. Maybe that is the reason why our elders would have covered it.
Wrapped it around.
Wrapped it. So later the nut and bolt system came, which allowed me to remove the cover.
Correct.
That allowed me to have a great space to have a beautiful design on mridangam.
Wonderful, yeah.
That's where it initiated me to have a designer mridangam. And I'm so happy and so proud in saying that the designer mridangams today have successfully taken by one and all, and everybody wants to do so much of work. They want to look their mridangam great than a cover, because we all want work on having good sound. The basic physics says cloth is a bad conductor of sound. Why we use wood is to have a resonance, and cloth dampens the sound.
Oh, that's so good.
There is a physics point
Good.
why I removed the cloth.
Very good, very good.
It's not just for the sake of making it great. No, there is a physics.
Lovely. That's a good point. Very good. Yeah.
Okay, when you wrap it with a cloth, the sound dampens. Obvious, you can't say no. You have to accept. Because that's what physics says. That's how it happens.
Excellent point.
So many times we ourselves feel, when I played at home, it sounded so beautifully. Yes, you have not realized that you have not covered it with glabe. On stage, you cover it with glabe, the sound dampens. Today, with the current mridangam, designer mridangam, I could hear the sound from the wood direct. I don't need to put my ear like this and listen. When I play like this, I could hear the sound straight coming to my...
Lovely.
So it improved the sound by 30 to 40%.
Amazing research. Yeah.
So that's one thing. And more so with the help of my other friend whom we all lost, Prapancham Ravindran sir. Now I introduced a mridangam called trim. The 3 right heads for 1 bass, which you can clamp it and you can change.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see that video which I have demonstrated recently. Okay. It is there in YouTube.
Yeah, definitely, sir.
Yeah, it's called trim.
Oh, okay.
TRI_M.
Oh, okay.
The 3 mridangam.
Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely. Oh. Everywhere the acronym is so very accurate.
Yeah, because it makes people to remember easily.
Very nice.
Rather than giving some name which has no connection and later you give a big story for that. No, I don't want to give. I want to make it simple.
So thanks for the great explanation about the innovations of mridangam. We are going to see the different flavors of mridangam now, the textures. We will see in a short video. The next part of my question is about your Laya thought.
Laya thoughts. Yeah, here I always had the fascination towards some of the core ways that my exterior Vidwans played. They specified as Lakshyam and Lakshana core ways. Lakshana core ways and Lakshya core ways. So, but there are so many other forms of core ways also that made me write a book. I named it Naturals.
Oh, okay.
Because, see, a Korvai should have 1 Purvanga, 1 Uttaranga, and starts from Samam, come to Samam, with a proper balance of Purvanga and Uttaranga. So, if you say anything 3 times, why I said naturals, I am coming there. Suppose you took 1 stone, carved it in the shape of Shivalinga. Okay, you took a stone, carved it in the shape of Shivalinga. Then what do you see? Shivalinga. Now, you found a stone which is in the shape of Shivalinga. What do you call it? Swayambhu.
Okay. Yeah.
So there are some Korvays which are naturally formed.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay, you don't need to frame it. They are already framed because they don't have the center point. You can't find the centering. For example, if I say, for a basic example, 9 sevens, 63. Tad ding kitaku, 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 tad ding kitaku. The moment I say this, if I ask you to say, you say 3 5s, 3 7s, 3 9s. Some will say 3 6s, 3 7s, 3 8s. Like this. In the same way, a Korvai, if I say dinatom, 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 tadikitaku, 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 instantly you will say dinatom, dinatom, dinatom. You cut in the first half, add that to second half. Like this, it will go. So there is a symmetry. When you play 3 times, The center one, if you take it, dinatom, tadi inkitato. It starts from samam, ends with samam. So a 32, within 32 you are making difference.
Correct.
But it is 32 every time. Whereas a natural is not like that. It has its own creative development, natural. Okay, sir.
Example?
A simple korve, very basic korve, which is a natural. Takadinatam, tadikitaku, takadinatam, tadikitaku, in this, if you take the center one, it should come from samam to samam. Takadinatam, tadikitaku, ta.
But natural beauty is there.
So there is some kind of natural growth, natural development.
Aha.
You can't add, you can't delete anything.
Aha. So beautiful. அப்புறம் சார் எனக்கு I just certainly want to hear this. When I met you many years back, you spoke about everything is Sarvalagu. How do you explain a concept? ஒரு நேரம் உன பத்மவியூகம் அபிமன்யு போற மாதிரி உள்ள போக தெரியும், வெளியில வர தெரியாது நிறைய பேருக்கு. ஆனா உள்ள போயிட்டு திருப்பி நீங்க வெளியில வந்துட்டு சர்வலகுலே டிராவல் பண்ணுது. அந்த இது ஐடியா கொஞ்சம் ஷேர் பண்ண முடியும்?
அது என்னன்னா சார், தி ஜேர்னி ஆஃப் ரிதம். இப்போ takita din din takita din tajem kita takadina din takita tajem takita takadina din takita tajem kita takadina din takita tajem tata din nam takadin na adin din na takadin na takadin na kita din takita din na takadin din na takadina din takita din takadin tata din na takadin na takadin na tatam takita takadina takadin din na takadin na takadina din takadina din இப்படி போறச்சு என்னன்னா takadina See how it is allowing us to go in. But everything is simple, basic, sarvalagu. If you take every component in this, na din din na ta din din na tata kita taka dina tata kita taka dina ta din taka din na ta kita taka din na taka kita din na ta din na taka din tata kita taka dina tata kita taka dina ta din na din. Not din na din, but it is going in khandanade. Din takita. See the heat that is going up. See the cool, calm, quiet sarvalagu that is going in there.
Beautiful.
This is what makes our legends what they are today.
Beautiful.
How complex things. ஒரு மிட்டாய் மாதிரி பண்ணி கொடுப்பாங்க.
Wonderful, sir.
See, this is my observation of legends.
Amazing.
Why they are called legends is what?
The naturals has come out as
naturals are different. These are coreways which we think man-made. No. They are pre-framed.
Oh.
You can't add, you can't delete, you can't make any change in that. It is there, perfectly there. If you want to look at the centering, you don't get centering.
Okay.
That's why I said it's a naturally made.
Oh, lovely.
They are naturals. Here is a book on naturals.
I see. Oh, wonderful, sir.
I made in 4 talas, each 10 core wise in a more easier to complex
Oh,
grading.
lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh,
And in this, I wrote each chorway in 4 different types
lovely.
to make it understandable by every drummer in the world.
Brilliant, sir. Brilliant. It's a great contribution. Amazing contribution.
Okay, sir. Every chorway has been written in 4 types. One, the way you recite,
Oh,
conical way. Because nowadays the schools have opened up. It's a global school.
right, right.
So a student who has learnt Mridangam earlier in another guru, who comes here, if I start in my own way, he cannot understand. So Swaram Sahityam, நம்ம சங்கீதத்தில் எப்படி இருக்கோ இதுலேயும் the way of recitation, way of playing. If I say Ketataka, one will start from right, one will start from left. How do you bring in a common? So way of playing, I made it very clear. Based on the international standard of Taditomnam.
Oh,
International standard. Because there are 7 to 8 schools who play Taditomnam differently. So I had gone through everything. I have worked on what all schools are prevailing and what all varieties of playing of Taditomnam.
lovely, lovely.
And how many kinds of students are there to understand. If they all have to come under one roof, this is the book.
Wonderful, wonderful, sir. Excellent.
Because, and Kitataka Takadana is more relevant for musicians, Carnatic music or Indian music players, Indian drummers. For a Western drummer, he doesn't need any Kitataka or Takadina. For him, there is a numbering where he can understand that. Taka-taka-ta, taka-ta-ta, taka-ta, ta-ta-ta, like that.
Oh,
For us, it is Takadinatom, Tadinatom, Dinatom, Natom, Tom. One will say, Takadinatom, Takitatom, Takatom, Tatom, Ta. So, this Takadina, Katom Tokadin, Tontokadin, Tonkadin, Kadin, Din, that is the playing mode. Okay, sir. So, how tomorrow any student, if he wants to know how Patri used to play, this is the way I used to play.
lovely. Ah.
So, I summarized it.
Okay.
This is my small gift to you.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
What I wrote, share the joy of Laya with a friend.
And I could see Patri Sir 001.
Yeah, sir is nothing but South Indian rhythm.
So, there's something behind it. And
This
wonderful.
is the book.
Extremely wonderful. And I think
I made it 001 and it is in violet color.
WebGR, okay.
With GR,
Okay.
book 1
Wow.
on the way. Book 2.
So now we see why Patri Satish Kumar is radiant as a WebGR, like a crystal when the sun reflects it, and you get the shines of the glory of the crystal in 7 different colors. And it's a very, very enriching experience for me to have such a wonderful discussion with Patri Satish Kumar. And we're going to soon conclude this discussion with one more little question about a Patri Fest. Or, which normally I used to attend this Patri Fest a couple of years.
Yeah.
You used to, once he held it in RK Convention Center.
Yeah.
And I've attended one in Kabali.
Kabaleshwar Koil,
Kabaleshwar Koil.
Yeah.
He had conducted it.
Yeah.
And you can briefly talk about the conceptualization of how you got this idea.
Yeah.
And what made you do this festival.
Sure.
Welcome back to the last segment of our Laya Talk. We are hearing words of wisdom from the renowned Mridangam Vidwan Patri Satish Kumar. And he has demonstrated and excelled in all his actions in terms of innovation, in terms of his play and his versatile experience. Now let's go into the experience of his own function, Patri Drum Fest, which is shortly called as PDF. So, Patri sir,
Yes.
talk about your PDF
Yeah.
and about its purpose and your mission and vision of this fest.
Yeah, PDF is my brainchild for the coming generations to have a slot for exclusive solos, for the great instrument and the great art form we always talk about, but never been given a slot. In the last 40, 50 years that the journey that I traveled, everyone speaks very high about the South Indian drumming and having mridangam, ghatam, khanjira, morsing, so many percussion instruments which they valued but never recognized as solos. So for that, keeping that in mind, for the coming generations to have a hope, a ray of hope to present this instrument as a solo, I started off this PDF. Mainly in today's concert pattern and the number of percussion instruments that are there on stage, the timing that's been given for percussion solo, we can't complain on that, because based on a concert format, in a concert format, they could allocate only 5 to 10 minutes. You can't complain on that. But you need to have a special time for that, to know the intricacies and beauty of the instrument, beauty of the tones, beauty of the laya, beauty of the gait of the kala pramana.
Sabash.
ஸோ ஒரு காலத்தில் ஒரு கச்சேரின்னா 4 மணி நேரம் 5 மணி நேரம் இருக்கிறச்சு 2-3 தனியாவர்த்தனம் இருந்தது. ஸோ பீப்புள் தி தனியாவர்த்தனம் யூஸ் டு ஸ்டார்ட் வித் செகண்ட் ஸ்பீடு. நான் திம் திம் நான் திம் திம் நான் திம் திம் நா திம் திம் தரக்கிட திம் த திம் திம் நான் திம் திம் நா திம் த தக்க திம் நா திம், அப்படி ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் கொடுத்துட்டு அப்படி இருந்தது. இப்போ தீம் தீம் நக்கன தீம் தீம் நான் திறக்கிற தீம் தீம் நாங்கள் திறக்கிற தீம் திறக்கிற தீம் நக்கன தீம் நான் திறக்கிற தீம் நாங்கள் திறக்கிறது நாங்கள் திறக்கிறது. We are in a hurried lifestyle way of presentation. So I don't want to miss that gate of what our elders did. To showcase that, I need a space for our coming generation.
Lovely, lovely.
So Patri Drum Fest is mainly showcasing that space for all the percussionists worldwide to have their space and their respect and their expression.
Lovely, sir. So can you talk a little bit about practicing techniques? நீங்கள் வந்து நிறைய சாதகம் பண்ணியிருக்கேன்னு எனக்கு தெரியும். ஒன்று இந்த ப்ராக்டிஸுங்கிறது டிஃப்ரெண்ட் திங்ஸ், மனோதர்மம்ங்கிறது டிஃப்ரெண்ட் திங்ஸ். The way you got to live with it, you got to be a psych to become a successful person. These are all the aspects I know. But a little bit of your
any student, I mean, who has crossed, it's like a 15 years of their journey. In academics, we call 15 years of your academics, you get a degree. But for a professional, 15 years of their journey, they come to first standard. Because the practice, the real meaning of practice, they'll understand then. So, there are so many sadhana levels, 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D, 5 dimensions. The D denotes dimension. Because what we perform as a busy performers, if I say I am practicing 10 hours, don't think that I am sitting in one place, locking doors and playing the same takadina rakitataka 100 times. No. Now the sadhana will be while playing, while accompanying on stage. If a vocalist by chance changes his main item, starts singing Ragam Tanam Pallavi. The moment he sings Pallavi, I came to know the Edupu of the Talam. He may announce, today I am going to sing one Khandajati Tripura Talam Pallavi, Khandanada Pallavi. I don't get to know the starting point till he starts. Is it starting on beat, after 2, after 4, or after a second beat, first vowel, or Atitam, Anagatam? I don't know anything. Depending on that, my approach itself will change. He may be singing for Talam, but I should show the dimension of Tala. Because the vocalist will have a different dimension. He will have the dimension of the Tala, but he will also show the dimension of the Raga. Whereas, as a percussionist, it's my duty to show the dimension of Tala for that Edupu. So the whole thought process also changes. For example, one of my concerts with one of the current generation musician, he told me, what is the main item today? He mentioned Mishra Chapu. Anna, iniki Mishra Chapu samam. He said that, but he has sung all swarams in Mishra Nadai, in Mishra Chapu. So, the Mishra Chapu, I can't start my Taniyavartana. When he sings all swarams in Mishra Nadai, I cannot start with Chaturashtra Nadai. I have to continue the flow of the Kriti, flow of the Mishram.
Correct.
So it is my duty to take the flow of Mishram. So Mishra Chapulo, Mishra Nadai Katam Bodu. It is my duty to show the flow, and at the end, it is my duty to bring back to Chaturashram, for which he has to join. See the job. There and then I have to make. So, the sadhana level should enable me to think while accompanying the...
Greatest point. Oh, it's a complete thought process.
It's a thought process. Dividing the little time, making best use of that little time. It may be Mishra Chapu, but he is not playing. I can't play Nakana Nadim, Nakadim, Nanadim, Nakana Nadim, Nakadim, Nanadim, Nakadadim, Nakadadim. No, he is in Mishra Nadai. Taddim, tadim, takadim, tadim, taddim, tadim, takadim, tadim, taddim, tadim, dim, tadim. He is going in that pace. So I am already in 7. In 7, he is already doing what he can do, and I am playing what I can do. After that, I have to create a big fort on 7, which is in 7, in Mishra Chapu. So this is where the sadhana has to help me in creating there and then.
Lovely. So the practice is just not practicing.
Not just physical practice.
Very good. So about your students and your students you might be having across the globe.
Yes.
And or anything a little bit about
yes,
experience?
With some students, yes, I got a very good experience. Like some of my students had moved from abroad, came and settled in Chennai, and took Mridangam as profession. That's really...
That's a huge move. Oh my.
It's a huge move. Teaching a student is something, but the impact that a guru gives to student, and to the extent of convincing his parents, to the extent of parents moving from having one establishment in abroad, shifting and coming here.
Amazing. It's a huge thing.
It's a huge thing.
There's a great credit for you. Obviously,
also to the student. And to their parents.
Absolutely.
And in the same way, many drummers all around Europe, when I teach them, it is a great experience for me how they look at our music. It's not the way we look at the number, the way we look at. But it gives me, it's more the teaching always made me feel student.
It's a great revelation. I fully agree. I also felt that.
Because maybe that is the secret of any great guru. Because that makes them understand us the methods of teaching to learn there and then.
Absolutely.
Every student has a different spark. One will have a phenomenal hand, but less way of understanding the language. This made me, in fact, to work on the world Carnatic classical schools.
Oh, okay.
How many schools are there in Carnatic classical percussion?
You can have, you can number out, maybe very less, very few.
Very less, but there are many. There are 7 to 8 schools which teach us Taditomnam from the basics very differently. So in today's global world, every student from any part of the world will just, with one WhatsApp, will reach you. Sir, I would like to learn from you. He may be having a very good impression and spending time for practice and very, very genuine reason. So when you teach such student, I tend to learn so much.
Very good, sir.
The student in me was always enthusiastic.
Wonderful. We had a wonderful Laya talk covering various aspects, different segments of the personality, culling out of personality of Patri Satish Kumar. It's an immense pleasure to have a discussion with you, sir.
Thank you.
And now we'll have a short break to conclude on the personal information about likes and dislikes, and then we'll conclude this. Welcome to the last segment of this Laya talk. We are going to know more about Patri's family and his interests, likes and dislikes, a little bit of it, and then we'll conclude this Laya talk. Patri sir, tell me something about your family and your children and your interests, likes and dislikes. I'll leave it open to you. You can probably give a...
I have 2 daughters. The elder one is working in Bangalore and the younger one is in degree first year.
What are the names?
Elder one's name is Sri Vidya and younger one's name is Sri Sukta.
Okay. Your wife's name?
My wife's name Anuradha.
Anuradha.
Yeah.
So Satish Kumar, Anuradha, and 2 lovely children. And very nice, sir. And your interests, apart from Mridangam, I know most of the time you spend with Mridangam, you sleep with Mridangam, and you breathe Mridangam. So anything apart from that, you have any side of your life you enjoy?
Yes. Coming from Andhra, the main 2 things that I like is food and movies.
Lovely. Good.
Movies, because every musician, the more sensitive you become, the more senior you become. It's all about sensitivity in music, which will reflect in everything that you do. And also the food that we eat. I'm very open vegetarian foodie. I'm open to all kinds of cuisines, Italian or Mexican, everything, Thai, Mongolian, everything strictly vegetarian, no egg.
Oh, okay.
And coming to movies, yes, I like the workmanship, the 24 crafts, how they work. It's, for me, movie looks like a man-made wonder. Movie is nothing but man-made wonder. How they create. From nowhere, how they create a huge...
Yes.
how the 24 crafts work behind to give a celluloid presentation. It reflects on my concert presentation.
Lovely. Yeah. There's so much of relation to it.
Relation. Okay. So to see that, I watch movies.
Oh, good.
Not for the fan following kind of thing, movie following.
Lovely. So we enjoyed this Laya talk, and it's been a wonderful experience for me. And it's our maiden effort as part of PRV Iyer Academy of Music and Mathematics. This Laya talk is going to bring forth many of my dreams with interacting with many more Vidwans and getting their experiences and sharing it to all.
And thank you once again, Vishwanathan sir. And I feel very privileged and very happy to be part of this session. And thanks once again. We have a long journey of, let's continue the journey.
Definitely. So I would like to honor Patri Satish Kumar with a shawl and a small gift, and as a token from PRV Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. I would like to conclude in my own traditional way a small muthayam on Patri Satish Kumar. Din na ta ta din na ta din din na ta din ta din ta din din ta ta din din ta ta din. Patri Satish Kumar. Patri Satish Kumar. Tata kita taka dinna ta di taka dinna Patri Satish Kumar. Taka dinna Patri Satish Kumar. Taka dinna Patri Satish Kumar. Tadi kita to Patri Satish Kumar. Taka tadi kita to Patri Satish Kumar. Taka tik tadi kita to tadi kita to Patri Satish Kumar.
Sabash. Sabash. Thank you.
So my small contribution on with Patri Satish Kumar, because என்னன்னா எனக்கு இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு கான்செப்ட் எப்படி வந்ததுன்னா, இந்த தியாகராஜர், முத்துசாமி தீட்சிதர் அவள்லாம் முத்திரை போடுறா, மூர்த்தி மாமாலாம் ஒரு மாதிரி they form their own core of their own rights. And younger generation also, I think what I could see with your talents like you, and you're doing such innovations, taking it as a challenge and trying to present your own imaginations. Why not we do something
Thank you.
where the names are imprinted into the core?
Yeah.
Because if you look at, take out Patri Satish Kumar, the whole core becomes so beautiful when you play, and it can be a
very innovative. Maybe one day I'll start implementing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.